And it was on this day that the world shone a little less brightly. I ruin everything, always. Always do it wrong. One day I'll get it right.
The stirs make you glance. Grab your hats, y'all. AJoT's going live on YouTube, where the truth's live. With the boots on the ground, a cam in her hand, AJoT's patrolling this great land. Through city streets and back road dust, she's watching the watchers in her we trust. Streaming live from dawn to night, she's the voice of justice, the beacon of light. AJoT's standing tall and proud, country heart, her voice ain't loud. Tune in on YouTube, see her stance, she's telling the stories that make you glance. Under the neon lights or the setting sun, AJoT's work is never done. From the sheriff's misdeeds to the city patrol, her lens is sharp, she's on a roll. Investigating truths with a country flair. On YouTube, you'll find it there. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell for more. AJoT's got stories galore. On YouTube's trail, she rides ahead, champion of the free, just like she said.
Psst, say something.
Hi, what's up?
It's your show. Do the show.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in.
There you go. You'll figure it out one day. You'll get there, I promise.
I wasn't ready, but it's
But
okay.
you made the song. That's your song. You know when it ends. It's your thing.
I know, I was chatting. I was trying to.
Yeah, you're trying to be friendly with all the plebs down in the cheap seats.
And then I
see
was
how it is.
muted. I wasn't prepared.
You should pair and prepare, and then later repair, just to be clear. All right, you want to tell everybody what the show is tonight, or you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then,
Okay, we're talking about how when bullies get caught or when they fail. Bullies. And then we have a Ukraine Walmart spy.
Yeah. This chick who was picked up in Walmart. Apparently, either she was in there stealing stuff, or she was in there with a stolen smock pretending to work there. Now, I'm curious if this is a legitimate Ukrainian spy or if we've got some schizo on the take. I don't know. We're gonna look at it and check it out. And the last one, can't see that one, can you?
One good cop.
Maybe. I have some stuff for after that too, which is kind of creepy stuff and whatnot.
Wee.
Wee.
We're
Tell
gonna
me
do
something.
that thing real quick. What?
I got a question about why is it that European ambulances sound gay?
Why?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was a joke.
We want. It's like, and I might be the only one. My bad. We'll move on with the show. You're gonna do the thing, right? Sure. You're doing it?
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
From the top, we got the smoking auditor floating through. Dub F73.
What's up, Dev?
Duke City Crew! What's up, Dookie?
Dookie.
The Duke. M's Mad World has joined the chat. Good to see you. Logical Spock's come through. Awesome. Awesome. Who's this next one? Who's the next one? You know that guy? Wait, is it not popping up? Oh, it is popping up.
Yeah, it is. Truth be told, it is.
Yeet. That's right.
Yeet.
Brother from another mother. We got Mr. William Downey. I'm pretty sure you're the one who gave me his channel.
Yes.
About had to be, right? Yeah, I talked to him a little bit last night on a live stream. He was doing, that garage grunge scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Works for some folks. I can't pull it off, but it works for some folks. Good to see you, bud. We can chill with Claiborne if you like.
Don't forget the queen.
The queen.
Queen
Wait,
Kaylin.
Queen?
Yeah.
Oh, Queen Kaylin. My bad. I'm sorry. I did skip
I keep clicking, thinking one day, just one day,
One
I'll click it
day.
and it'll highlight, you know.
Oh, no.
Anyway, keep going.
Did we do Oklahoma audits?
What's up, Oklahoma?
Welcome in. Good to see you. Not sure exactly what this says, but
Blood Dragoon.
There's no N.
Yes. It just, you can't tell.
So is this kind of like Mr. Magoo's cousin, Blood Dragoo? The evilest Magoo ever?
Oh, maybe she changed it. Or he changed it. I don't know if it's he.
No fear.
No fears in the house.
Tack back. Tack. Tack back.
What's up, Tack?
We got Northwoods Press. Good to see you, bud.
Woo fucking woo.
Woo motherfucking woo woo woo. Car Thief News. That was my brother.
What's up, Car Thief?
I like to see him around. It's really good to see him around again. We got Snarky. Hey, Snarky Sass. Welcome in. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming through. Rumsky has joined the chat. Good to see you, bud.
Good to see you, hon. Good to see you, girl.
Yeet, yeet.
Irish Rover.
Welcome in. Good to see you. And that has covered chat up to this point.
Awesome.
I feel it in my soul. Okay, so these silly bullies out here, right? You got folks in various places that basically just Karen the fuck up. They just go Karen, all foaming at the mouth and self-righteous as fuck. And you know my previous statement about most Karen situations are a byproduct of mother syndrome, where they are surrounded by people who never call them on their bullshit, so they just think they rule the world.
Right.
Not really. If you ask them, they'll be like, no, I'm perfectly reasonable. But when somebody freaking trips that shit up, they snap. I don't believe this is that case, with the exception of like the fifth one. She's an actual character. We're not going to get all the way into all of that. We're going to touch across the top end of a handful of these and then move on, because I'm not exactly trying to re-upload somebody else's content. I just want to go over the different stories. And by the way, I am such a lazy, lackluster producer. There's not a single link associated with anything in here, anywhere associated with this, because I was in a rush.
I was going to mention that when we were backstage. I was like, dude, what's up with the description? I figured you had a hard day, so I just...
It was a pretty fucked up day. I had a splitting ass headache when I was sitting there trying to type it out, and I'm not even joking. I stared at that blank space and I went, I could half-ass it. I could really half-ass it. Or I could just no-ass it. No ass at all.
No ass at all.
No ass at all. There's not even a space in that space. So let me know how the sound sounds, because sounds soundy.
They've been caught. On March 8th, 2023, a patrolling officer noticed a driver with a defective brake light. The suspect pulled into a Walgreens, and despite the activated lights, he proceeded.
Car was stopped and parked. Car off. I'm going to stop, bro. Ain't no stop.
Come back here.
I'm a grown man.
Come back here.
Like, no...
It immediately becomes clear that he thinks he will bully his way out of the situation. A second on-duty officer is called to the scene.
It's your lucky day, okay? I gotta go to a different call. You can't drive. You have a suspended driver's license. You gotta stay here and call someone else, okay?
Meanwhile, the suspect is becoming even more aggressive.
Let's go.
Ain't no let's go. I'm grown. Don't touch me, man.
Go.
I'm grown. Ain't no let's go, bro. You better call your
let's go.
lieutenant or something. Ain't no let's go. What's wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with you, bro?
Let's go. Step it up.
Bro, you got
Come on.
Right, got it. Hey,
we're going back outside.
No, we're going where?
We're going back outside
are you doing
right
to me?
now.
What did you do to me?
913
What did you do?
County, have my
Could you
back up
please
step
bring
up.
I mean, he started recording.
Right, don't touch me. Don't touch me. My car. What is your reason for harassing me, man?
Because I did.
I gotta go to work at 10 o'clock, bro.
That's why I stopped.
Bro, you did not stop me, bro. You did not stop me. And your camera show that, bro. What are you doing? Let's go what?
We're stepping outside.
Yeah, I'm stepping after I buy my Red Bull.
Right now.
No. You don't have that right.
Yes, I do.
You don't have that right.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Okay. So I think I can agree with this gentleman. He does not have that right. He does have that job, though.
Right.
That's his job. There's no rights involved here. He has forfeited his rights when he just walked away from someone pulling him over. You know, I got to tell you, those blue lights look stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Before he can buy his Red Bull, the second officer takes down the resulting suspect.
We're stepping
I'm
outside.
finna buy my Red Bull.
We're stepping
What's
outside.
wrong with you? I got rights, man. You can't do that.
Step outside.
You see, record this. I ain't stepping no.
Oops, missed him. Flow State,
Flow
bro.
State.
He did a vertical live stream today. He got in his car and he drove it around with the vertical live stream going. And I didn't get the impression that he enjoyed it very much. Also, make sure you are stationary when you start that sucker up and then drive away so that you have evidence that you weren't manipulating your digital device while driving.
Facts.
And it would, I mean, as far as ending it, I mean, that's as it may be, but I would prefer to pull to a stop somewhere. But then again, I always do a wrap out. So like, it's just part of the showmanship of a show. Right.
Right.
But if you're just doing a live stream to show what you're doing and you're doing an IRL kind of thing, I understand. I get it. But, do the thing, man. Do the thing.
The thing.
Where? Please record it, man. Record it.
Go, girl.
Did I make stupid people famous? Where's he at?
However, while he was on the ground,
Welcome in.
officers noticed a marijuana odor.
There he is.
Yeehaw! Take it to my family, please. Let them see that video.
Hey, we're good. Hey, we're good. You
You know
can
my
breathe.
back and I can't breathe. I'm not good.
Hey, we're gonna get you.
No, he's on my butt and I can't breathe.
Hold up.
Mama ain't cuffed.
I'm gonna have
not
to.
arrested.
I gotta mess with that one. I gotta fuck with that one. Listen, I can't breathe because you're on my butt.
I can't breathe.
Can't breath because you're on my boot.
Why am I being? I wasn't. Why am I being arrested?
I'm gonna grab gloves, check his voice.
How this unnecessary force is being used on me?
Wait, well, I mean, I just got here, man.
I'm trying to go to work. Like y'all working and y'all harassing me. Yo, racist ass, bro. Don't touch me, bro. Please don't let dude touch me.
What's up,
In
Toe
the back
Baby?
of the cop car, the
That's
male
Toe
explains how he thinks the force used was unfair.
Well, he smells like
Rockport Rights Enthusiast. That's a good one. I like that name.
What's up, buddy?
Although it's kind of funny that it spells "ree."
It smells like weed.
Right, what do you have?
Only thing is registration suspended
I
because I
missed-
just got it fixed. Bro, he had no reason to tackle me in no damn Walgreens. Bro.
Okay. Your driver's license is valid. You got nothing in the car, correct?
Bro, I'm on my way to work. My
Okay,
job
okay,
is down
but
the street,
you don't have
bro.
anything in the car?
Bro, y'all know I don't have nothing in that car.
Is it
bro.
all right if I search it? Just make sure
Bro,
you got
what you mean? Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do to the car. Y'all got the car, bro.
Is it all right if I search it? I'm just asking you.
What y'all do, bro?
Due to the odor, they asked if they can search his car.
I don't care what you do.
What
No, y'all don't have my permission to do anything.
He said no, but they had reasonable suspicion, so they proceeded.
There's weed in there.
All right.
I don't care. Really? Welcome in,
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Beyond that, even if you say no, if you've got a backwoods already rolled up in the ashtray, half smoked, they gonna find it because they're gonna bring out the little hoochie dog. The little hoochie dog gonna do his little fake signal, and they're gonna
Right.
search wherever the hell they want. So I'm kind of torn on this aspect. I mean, if I know I got some shit in the car, first of all, I don't let nobody search shit. No way.
Right.
Just on principle.
I don't answer questions.
No. Now, when it comes to the answering questions part, there are some questions, like interactions, that I've deemed acceptable. Like if a cop is asking fucking directions,
Mhm.
Yeah, 2 blocks down, take a left, you can't miss it. You know, that's one thing, but not to a crack house. I mean, that would be entrapment.
Yes, William. He was under arrest at the time.
Well, he got pulled over pulling in and pulled into a handicap spot, jumped out and ran inside, acting like you obviously
I
ain't
didn't
pulling
see it
over.
was a handicap spot, so I missed that.
There's the handicap thing right there on the screen.
Okay.
His car is parked in it.
Oh, okay, I got it. See it.
But that's not why he was pulled over. He was pulled over because his tag is out of date or something. It was something real simple.
Switch your speed.
Law school, you know, you can be detained during a stop, and the officer can tell you.
Bro, that's not a stop. My car was stopped.
So detained.
Huntington Township Watch, welcome in.
Oh.
His rage comes to no end, yelling at the cops.
I'm yelling at y'all because I'm frustrated.
Okay.
I was on my way to work. Take care of my mom. Kids.
How you reckon he talks to his boyfriend when he gets home from work?
I don't
You
know.
reckon this is how he talks to his boyfriend, or is his boyfriend more of a thug?
I don't know.
Well, he's wearing that North Face white outfit on, so I'm assuming his boyfriend is more of a thug than he is. What's up,
What?
Stephanie?
Never mind.
North Face.
Now, Harrison.
And my shoulder hurt, bro.
But when you're just sitting here with your eyes open, not moving.
I want to talk to my lawyer.
I know.
My shoulders are hurting. Y'all got me uncomfortable.
He then claims he got an injury, but won't specify what's hurting. He's just trying to be
It's
a
the
nuisance.
chairman.
I'm back.
Welcome
Call
in, bud.
EMS.
Good to see
Call
you.
ambulance.
You just said you didn't need them. You
I
said you
need
need
them
them.
now. I need them. Call them.
For what?
Call them.
Hey, for
I
what?
need the ambulance.
For what? What do you need?
I need to see the
That motherfucker say ambulance. Get that man an ambulance. Somebody need to get that man an ambulance. That's fucking retarded.
ambulance.
For what?
Cuz I need to see them.
For what?
I need to see them.
Nevertheless, he ends up at the hospital where he still tries to resist.
I'm the victim here.
I have my hand.
You know what you did, bro. Keep doing this unnecessary. Please get me up. They've been doing this to me all night.
At this point, the cops are practically laughing at the suspect because he keeps making false claims.
Get your hands off
We're
me.
not going to let you get up yourself after the way you just throw yourself around. So,
What you mean, throw myself? You did that.
X-rays were performed which showed no signs of injury. Harrison was charged with 2 counts of resisting an officer, as well as disorderly conduct and 3 traffic citations: non-registration of a vehicle, possession of THC, and parking in a handicapped space.
Get off my block. It's not your block.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to be all right. Let me do the big screen for this so everybody understands how serious I am. When you see those guys in the blue uniforms with the little shiny tinsel on their chest, do not tell them to get off your block. It might be your block until he shows up, because his friends, they come really fast armed for bear. When you call your friends, they got to finish a round of Call of Duty before they get in the car. I'm just saying, all things being equal, whose block is it?
Ain't your block. Badge number, sir.
175.
I don't give what that meant.
Oh, that's even worse.
These wannabe gangster teens quickly learned why you can't act tough to cops. On August 26, 2023, officers responded to reports of gunshots near an apartment complex. The cops are immediately greeted with a group of hostile teens.
Did you guys hear anything?
Welcome in, Desert Goat.
You guys heard anything? Sound like gunshots?
Walk.
You gonna talk?
What the fuck was that? I'm not sure I could arrest this guy. I might have had to start dancing with him. Be like, wop, 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 wop. They just pissed him off right out the gate. What up there, Desert Goat? Desert Goat. That's my stutter coming out. Happens when I get stressed out.
Hit. Get off my block.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch all of that again. Unburned.
Get off my block.
Sound like gunshots?
Walk.
You gonna talk? Hit. Hit. Get off the block. Not your block. Ain't your block. I think they have to do something with it. Went over there, they're like, get off my block. This is our block.
Yeah, let's take a walk.
While searching the area for clues of the
Let's take a walk
an angry
down
team
the
makes
block.
their job much easier.
We have every reason to. It ain't your block.
Yeah, my shit.
It ain't your shit.
Take that shit off.
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do?
Take that shit off.
What are you gonna do about it?
Take that shit off.
What are you gonna do about it?
Are you threatening us right now?
Take the shit off.
Are you threatening us?
Take the shit off.
Are you threatening us?
Yeah, that's my man. Yep, that's my man. We're married.
Yep, that's my man. We're married.
What's against the law?
Trying to show off to the girls, the team starts teasing and threatening the cops, which they are initially patient with.
Badge number, sir.
175.
I don't give. What's your shit?
FTO Mitchell.
What's your badge number?
135.
Sorry, don't
What? Are you serious? Welcome in, Brandon.
Oh, poor man.
Well, no, this is perfectly
Yeah.
logical. When he gets arrested, all of his paperwork will have their badge numbers and names on it. And he knows he's going to jail tonight.
Yeah, facts there.
Y'all don't got shells to do. Y'all done saw murder cases. Y'all done saw rape cases. Y'all done saw none of that shit. Y'all weird ass bitches. They don't even do their job. Last murder case they saw almost 4 years
This
ago.
tag number.
That's the
I
reason.
would suggest we're doing investigation. So
Back up. Stop interfering with our investigation.
if I tell you to back up,
Investigation what?
we're investigating.
Okay, cause of
Coronavirus. Back up, sir.
Cause of supervision.
Let me go look at your car. Let me go search your car. Let me go search
Cause
your
of
car.
supervisor.
I am the supervisor. Come on, the car, man.
Come on, Mr. 5 foot.
Oh, yes, you
Squat, back up. Why you so close? Why you so close? Back up. You're not supposed to
Hey,
get on.
go inside.
resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Back
I
up.
would suggest you step back.
For what?
Step back.
Crystal.
For what?
He's got to be high on
For what?
something other than
It's
weed.
for what?
Like, for
Yeah,
real.
who talking to me? I can't even see.
Do it.
I said he's got to be on something else other than weed.
He's all jacked up on that ribeye.
I
I don't know. I don't know, man. He's on another thing. That's
Yeah,
definitely
for
the
sure.
truth. Brandon Mitchell, welcome in, bud. Good to see you.
I'll go
They came for what?
right.
In the
They
name
came
of
for
Jesus.
what?
In front of y'all, ugly. You ugly in the bill.
They came for what?
Interfere.
Car.
Get out of my face.
Exactly.
You in my face, stupid ass.
Exactly.
Come over here.
Back up. Exactly.
Step back.
Step back.
Step back.
Back up.
Step back.
That's the way to go to jail.
Yeah.
Last time you say that.
For what?
The cops discuss the situation, claiming they've dealt with the girl before, and they also decide to make an arrest on the teen who threatened multiple times to knock the officer.
All right. I want to call attention to this cop's nose. It is designed for that Colombian Bam Bam, that powdered turbo. It is built to inhale the world. This is the drug dog. The dog is just there for service animal, that is a $10 snoz on a $4 face.
Much love, William
Wow.
W. Welcome back, Queen.
Marshall
We
Mines,
dealt with
welcome
her
in.
once. I don't know what for.
We definitely don't go far.
Yeah.
Shoot us more.
We don't know for what, but we have definitely
17.
dealt with
Okay, yeah, you good. Get out of my face. Appreciate it.
Back.
Move back.
For what? For what? For what? For what?
The teens get even more rowdy and get themselves arrested.
I ain't doing shit, bro. Hey, why you touching me?
Keep your distance. Keep your distance.
Notice how they think that just because the cameras are out, they can do anything they want.
For what? What's your badge number?
How many cameras that bitch got? Was she
she's
doing a panoramic?
double fisting that.
I believe that. You do see that Jiffy Pop bag on her head, right? Like,
Yes.
she's definitely double fisting.
Oh! Oh! Don't step back. Why are you touching me, bro? Oh! Touching me, bro? No, I'm not letting my best friend go.
Let her go.
No, I'm not letting her go, bro. Y'all got me quiet. I know I got you. Hey, I need you.
6'1".
Come on, side, bro.
Get off of me, bro. I'm gonna get sued, bro. Okay.
So we gotta go.
Bear in mind, at least one of these teens are in possession of a firearm, and the situation is dangerous. So the other teens are secured, who start screaming.
Y'all better stay back.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you a little
Yummy.
secret right now, baby. You got you some barbecue pulled pork and macaroni salad. Give me a piece. You'll need me a piece of that.
Yum, yum, yum.
Just step back. Y'all better stay back.
Go back.
I ain't tripping.
Go
Oh,
back.
you touching me,
Go
bro.
back over there. Dude.
Don't touch me.
Go back. You won't touch me. Down the ground.
Hey, give me the phone, bro. Throw the phone. Throw the phone. Y'all weird. Y'all touch him.
So here's my issue here. If you don't want to be touched, that
Don't
first
put your.
time,
Go
that
ahead.
first time they ask you to step back, oh yes, sir. 2 steps back and don't go charging back up on them again. See, that's the part I don't understand. These people are all whacked out on something.
For real. I mean, for real. There's a difference between sticking up for your rights, and then there's a different, like that's crossing
Yeah.
the line.
You know that they have no right to get up in anyone's face
No,
like
right.
that. I mean, it's because these are cops. It does put them in a little bit of a circumstance, but they are here specifically about gunfire, not anywhere else, but at this address.
Right.
It wasn't like somebody called them in and was like, hey, there was some gunfire over towards the 900 block. No, they was like, these motherfuckers in the parking lot shooting at 1213. This motherfucker needs to go to jail boulevard. They showed up at that dude's house and he was standing outside being all kinds of wild.
Give me a phone. Why?
I don't need you in my face. I'm going to give you the phone, but don't get in my face, bro. You're not arrested, bro. You're just being discreet, right?
For what?
I don't know yet. I'm going to figure it out.
Bro, I need to do nothing, bro. Y'all record this shit. Y'all record this shit. Ah! What are y'all doing, bro? Let's get, bro.
What's up, Andrew? Welcome in.
Bro.
Oh, Diamond Jim's joined the chat.
You good?
Y'all,
There you go.
man, that whole thing on video.
Once most of the teens are arrested, they're taken to jail and charged. The males were charged with a combination of disorderly conduct, resisting battery on an officer. The female was charged with disorderly conduct.
We absolutely know that she's double fisting.
Look at that mouth.
I was waiting.
Resisting without violence and battery on an officer. On February 6, 2023, a call was made
All right,
reporting
hold
an
on. This is where
intoxicated parent.
things get a little bored. We're going to skip to the airport Karen. And hold on.
Campaign.
That big Mike got it.
There we go. Now, we all know where this is going. You see this bitch, right?
But you know what? That's not fair.
After a tense altercation with airline employees, cops arrive and try to de-escalate the situation.
I gotta leave.
Guys, you guys are rebooked for tomorrow.
Wait, I know my rights. Okay.
So I can't.
Listen to me.
Hey guys, they're not gonna let you fly
Can you
tonight.
listen to me,
Yeah, but
please?
it doesn't matter.
Big
They're not gonna let
Mike.
you fly tonight.
Why
Welcome
are they
in,
not
bud.
gonna let me fly?
Because they're
I
not.
did nothing
You just
wrong,
said,
though.
I'm gonna call the cops.
Guys,
I'll run the
guys.
tape.
Hey,
I don't
what's your name, sir?
Can't run the
Talk to
tape.
What's
me,
your name?
sister. Chat.
What's your first name?
But that's
But
not
you don't
fair.
have
You
to
know
not
what?
You're not
But
gonna
that's
make it.
not fair. You know, I know my rights.
You're not gonna make it.
I know my
This
rights.
doesn't have anything to do
At
with
the end of
rights.
the day, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Hey,
You hear that voice?
Yeah.
You know what that's called, right?
Yeah.
And you know how you get that, right?
Yeah.
I could call. No, ain't
you
nothing.
can call and complain if
You're
you
right.
want to.
It's
But
damn
this has
fucking right.
nothing
And I'll give a ticket flight free.
to be here because you don't have a flight tonight
I
now.
have a flight
No,
tonight.
Can I
you
have
don't.
the
You're
camera
canceled. You're
footage?
rebooked.
17:34.
Listen, you're rebooked for tomorrow.
Can I have?
They have a hard time understanding that they will not be boarding on the day they have booked due to the lady's intoxication.
Nobody's intoxicated.
Exactly.
I did not
Everybody, you
touch
just said it.
nobody.
If
So arrest
if she
me.
got the
Let's
booking.
go.
So arrest me.
Hold on. How's
So
she gonna get
arrest
arrested if she has the
Stop.
the boarding pass?
You, let's go now.
The boarding pass.
Let's go.
You just put in your
I
Boarding
want to
passes for
see the
tomorrow.
footage.
So let me get.
By the way, this is a mother with a daughter at home that she now cannot get back to until the next day.
Let's put tomorrow.
Leave her.
Don't touch me.
You need to leave
Don't
her.
touch me.
Okay, that's
Where's the
Don't
female
touch me.
officer?
What's up, Country Boy Archaeology? Welcome in, bud.
You need to go.
John Denna
I'm used to
Cola. Hola.
I'm used to this shit. Dude, look, homeboy's face right there. It's just like, what are you doing?
I wonder what drugs he's on because she's obviously hammered. So
Oh my God.
I thought it was okay for you to get a little liquored up, go pass out on the flight. I thought that was why you got liquored up, to get on the flight. But you're not supposed to start a bunch of shit on your way
Right.
through. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I can't do it, man.
Or
I
like
can't
the
do it.
lady that, you know, decided to set off the fire extinguisher. Remember that?
Yeah, those bitches. I'm that asshole sitting in the back of the plane waiting patiently for the pilot to have a heart attack because I think I can land this fucker.
Oh, yeah.
Is when she starts turning on him.
Yeah, you ain't gotta pay a fucking dollar.
So here's the thing.
So
He said that.
So when there's a disturbance and you're
both
not
highly intoxicated,
Listen.
but that I could board the flight, but she couldn't.
okay,
So how you gonna say
it doesn't matter.
we're both highly
But we got past that. So they called us.
I
And
know
you don't have
because I
a,
called you.
and you don't have a
I
flight.
told.
So listen, bro.
I had a flight.
Yeah, but
Somebody
they canceled it right here this way.
told me they were
Doesn't
like,
matter.
when the cops come, they're gonna run the footage.
Come
You're
over
gonna
here.
see that something happened, like that she tried to kick me when they were lying. Tomorrow.
So what paperwork do I have that my flight is tomorrow? What paperwork do I have that
Stop
my
yelling.
flight is
You're
tomorrow?
gonna go to jail.
No. So take me to jail.
If you think she's bad now, just wait till she has a complete meltdown.
Come on, let's get on the
There's
thing.
something wrong with me.
Oh, we're in the crying stage now.
Look at me though.
Oh.
You've almost
If that was-
Get your
gotten through
purse. I've been
denial.
looking at you the entire time.
All right, I'll get my purse right now.
It doesn't change that they canceled your flight.
Right, but why? There's a reason why they
They
canceled.
said you were intoxicated.
Okay, what they said and what proof is.
Well, it appears that you are intoxicated.
No, I'm not. So it's the
That
camera.
is Zanny's.
There's no.
On the coach away from the airport, she causes even more disturbance.
Oh, they can. He can.
Straight up.
He can. What? No. See, that's a fucking problem shot, dumbass.
Attention, the door.
So where's the camera footage though?
Please.
But they're not gonna run no footage because that's the problem with the government. They done us. That's why I said arrest me. Nobody fucking right. You're doing your job.
Ladies and gentlemen, never tell a cop to arrest you then, because they will.
You're doing your job, but you know what? That's not fair. No, fuck you.
Get off the train.
You're doing your job. Nobody.
Listen, we're not. We don't want to.
Please be sure that you and your belongings are clear to use. We are about to
Who the fuck is you?
Let's go.
We can't technically because they don't.
Hard ass.
We,
You're damn fucking right.
that's
You're
not the way it
damn
works.
fucking
That's
right.
not the way it works.
And I didn't
We need
do
a female officer here.
No, we don't.
Job Gator. You do.
Hey,
Yeah,
leave.
You
Okay.
do.
Hey, listen. You trespass. Leave or
How am I
you're going to jail.
trespassing?
Leave or you're getting arrested.
So arrest me.
Trespass after warning. Okay.
After screaming at the cops to arrest
Okay.
her wish is finally granted.
How am I under arrest?
Put your hip behind you.
Come on.
There you go. Take that off. You don't need that. You're not going to need that. Take it off.
Chat, take my phone. Chat.
Yep.
You want to go back over the terminal, or you want to go?
No, we'll go
I
straight
want to
here.
go home.
You're not going home now.
This somehow comes as a huge shock to the lady. Perhaps she believes she wouldn't actually face any consequences for behaving this way.
And you're arresting me for no reason.
We're arresting you for trespass after warning
How am I
and disorderly intoxication.
She has
After an hour and a half of screaming at an airport, 35 minutes of screaming on a shuttle, and physically fighting with the officers in question, you're arresting me for no reason? Okay.
the audacity to say she doesn't want problems. I think some people would beg to differ.
You're lying.
On the way to the cop car, she burst into tears.
We tried to get you to leave, man.
I was sleeping.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I
It's all on
was.
video. You weren't leaving.
I know, right, Big Mike?
Her charges are currently unknown. On March
Unknown.
10th, 2022, officers responded to a school reporting.
All right. This last one's pretty tasty over here, too. We're going to back
Tasty.
up right before it let it end up.
Listen to me. How old are you? How old are you?
5.
5. You feel like you can make your own decisions? Huh?
This 5-year-old boy left school by himself and was found in the streets, but he wasn't the only criminal in this situation.
Okay, see, this is why people need to be big kids.
On January 14th, 2020,
Did she just say this is why parents?
Wait, I might have to get that clip so I'm gonna have to give that to Flow State. This is why people need to beat their kids.
What?
Oh my.
School and didn't want to return. An officer located him on a nearby street and sternly confronted the scared child.
Come here. Come here, buddy. Yeah, we'll be out with him. It's going to be at 733 Silver Spring Ave. What's going on, man? What are you doing?
Have a 2 George 14, 733 Silver.
What are you doing? Huh?
Since the boy was probably frightened, he didn't move, so the officer dragged him away.
I got you. Listen to me. How old are you? How old are you?
5.
5. You feel like you can make your own decisions? Huh? You feel like you can do what you want? Are you an adult? Are you 18? So why are you outside of school? Look at me. Why are you out of school? Why do you have people following you? Huh? I don't care if you don't want to go to school. You do not have that choice. You understand?
Charlie Adam 3393.
Get back over there. Now. Now. Don't make me take you over there.
Your record of that tag down.
Okay.
All right, can I give you a bed? No, for a light.
Listen to me. I want you to listen very clear. You don't make any decisions for yourself unless somebody is trying to hurt you. Now, is somebody trying to...
I'm sorry, but in my head, I heard Peter Griffin saying, I need an adult.
Hurt you?
Allegedly at the school, the boy hit students and teachers, as well as breaking a $1,000 computer before walking off.
Cut it out. Hey, cut it out. Cut it out.
I'm riding with you. We're going back to school.
Listen to what the officer says here, as they receive some serious backlash for this.
I don't know how y'all do it. Now, I'm not asking. Get in the car.
I'm going with you. Let's
Oh,
go.
we're going to have problems. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. You don't make that decision for yourself. Probably not.
Does your mama thank you? She is today. She's gonna thank you today because we're gonna call her and tell her
Thank you,
exactly
Brendan.
what's going on. She's gonna thank you today. I'm asking if I can do it.
She suggested that the mother should break the law and hit him.
Oh, my life if I tried to do some stuff like that. I would have been beat 9 times before I got
Back
home.
to Big Mike. Traumatized
Oh,
for
nobody
life.
want to hear that. Ain't nobody even listening. You know why?
The child isn't treated well at all, and the cops use force to drag him back to the school, constantly stating, "This is why you need to kids."
Get out. Now.
Maybe that's why he's acting like that, is because he does get hit.
I mean, how do you learn that type of behavior at 5?
Okay, see, this is why people need to beat their kids. And destructive in the building. That's why people need to beat their kids. Here.
Exactly, Rockport. Exactly.
I know, Steph. I can't get it. Know what? Sit down.
2008 Cadillac.
Sit down.
The way the officers treat the young child in the office is nothing far from disgusting.
Mama, let me be. I'm gonna wait.
Screaming at him, mocking him, and accusing the mother of teaching the behavior.
Ain't nobody listening.
Oh my God, I beat him so bad. How would beat him? You breaking up computers? What? Oh, he destroyed property. He done broke up He done hit one of the kids with a clipboard.
Mom. I wish you would. I wish you would slap that phone out of there. Sit down. Sit down. No.
I'm getting the impression this child is not impressed by loud noises or violence.
Right.
Do you really think hugs are going to make the difference?
No, if he would have got them other than what he would have. But he wouldn't be acting this
makes
way.
no sense. Try again.
No.
Try again. No, you almost said what you were trying to say, but you said something totally different. Try one more time.
No, because I done forgot.
All right. So what you're saying, if someone had loved that child properly growing up, he wouldn't be like this?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you better listen to me. You are mad rude. You understand? Your mom's going to talk to you. She's on the phone. Hear what she has to say. Sit down.
Yes. Calm down, Doodle. Mommy coming, okay?
Sit down.
When the mother arrives, she's initially unaware of how the officers treated her son, so she discusses with them how to deal with his behavior.
If you want, we can talk about that.
No, we can
away
talk
from
about
now.
it here. I would just want to show y'all. Come on, Doodle. Stand up for mommy. This is 16 years later. I have a 22-year-old at home. So this one is spoiled. I can't discipline him because the government won't allow you. Yes, you can. I see him, but I can't discipline him how I want to discipline him because of this. I'm not losing my child to the system, and I'm not going to prison.
Okay, can you clarify how you would like to discipline?
It's not being physically abused. Who said he was?
No,
because
we believe it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, we want you to beat him.
You're talking about getting him a.
I can't beat him. Why? Because
Are you serious?
Fired.
Like, for real?
Fired. Fired. That one there. We need to go check out her past arrest record. I bet she got some beatdowns in that list. She over here tasing folks in the testes and stuff.
This was what?
What's
How
up,
long
Zilla?
ago?
Welcome in, bud. Good to see ya.
because I'm not going to prison. You don't go to prison for beating your child. Listen to me. I made a statement in here, and one of the school staffs, Mr. The principal. Perhaps you did it incorrectly. No. You don't use a weapon. No, I don't use a weapon. But you can smack that butt repeatedly. Yes. Listen to me. Mm-hmm. I'm 41 years old. I'm older than you. I understand that. So your age means nothing. I'm 41. Okay. I'm a 22-year-old. So this one, I'm starting all over again. Understood. He's spoiled. Not good. What did I email you this morning and say?
That if he's had a good day, he gets to celebrate that.
Take him to Jamaica, Disney World, do everything. Struggling, that's not single a good day parent.
Following the incident, the mother was very upset with how it was handled and filed a lawsuit.
Yeah.
2 years later, and a settlement was made, and the mother received $275,000. $220,000 is being paid on behalf of the officers involved in the incident, and the other $55,000 is being paid on behalf of the Board of Education.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all of that is coming out of your tax dollars.
Crazy.
All right, so what do you think about Ukrainian spies?
I don't, any kind of spy. I don't know.
Nothing.
No.
All right, so this isn't a very long video. It's only about 3 minutes, but we might have to go over it a couple of times just because it all kind of happens pretty quick once the phone call starts. This is the part that's actually important because I think, okay, I don't speak Ukrainian, so I can't verify that what is listed in here as her having said is what she said, but I can tell you that her body language lines straight up with somebody pulling a con of some sort.
All right.
Hey, y'all watch this. So this chick from the Ukraine get hemmed up in Georgia for stealing on the job, but listen to what she says in this phone call.
Welcome in, Cloud Kicker.
Yee, Cloud Kicker.
Okay, give him 1 second.
Montana Lee? Lie? We're going to go with Lay because Montana needs a good lay. All right. First of all, this is weird. She's in cuffs getting arrested. And rather than telling her to wait until she gets to the jailhouse where all the rest of us will have to make our phone call, he uses her cell phone to call someone that she requested he call. And then this happens.
Much love, Scrubzilla.
It's here working.
Watch this now, y'all. Here it comes.
No, son, please.
You don't want to let him know where you're going?
My husband.
What's up, Show Me Audits? Welcome in, bud. We're chilling, looking at Ukrainian spies open on Walmart.
He speak English? No.
Check it out
Here
now.
we go.
Welcome in, Show Me Audits, Culture Club.
The Americans know. Walmart infiltration.
Oh my God.
The mission cannot continue now. Follow the procedure and tell them we are compromised.
That's not what she's saying. That can't be what she's saying.
All right, here's what I think.
This is just his.
Hold on. No. Ukrainian is a Cyrillic tongue. As such, they lean very much on euphemism and idiom. So if you were having a technical conversation with someone, you would use technical words. But if you're having a personal conversation with someone, you would use personal words that mean you could say the same thing in different ways and they would mean totally different things. Right? What I think he's hearing here is she's a part of a group there to rob stuff from Walmart. There's other people involved. What she is saying here is that she's going to need to be bailed out, call the handler, which probably translates as lawyer, if I had to guess. I mean, if she's a recent refugee, she almost certainly has a federal handler.
What? That's crazy.
I think we're listening to a language barrier.
Cherries and berries.
Yeah, dude, I'm in the wrong business. Business is good. But yeah, no, we're either hearing a language barrier take place here in the interpreter versus like someone who doesn't speak Ukrainian, but is familiar with Cyrillic and the Slavic tongues. I'm suspecting the translation's a little off point. They spoke more technically than what she did. The translation's just a hair hard left, if you catch my drift.
You're clearly a bigot.
Me? Sure.
I don't know.
Maybe
me. I mean, they're in
you're
my
almost
channel.
certainly right. Know. Consider this. I'm a straight white male in America. I'm pretty much Hitler.
Ну, короче, все, Саш. Ну, все, Саш, вот так вот. Все, теперь я не знаю, что успокойся. Ну, это ужас, мне стыдно.
The
Это
mission is too important.
Окей. А куда он? Where is we go? Address.
I will have to get. I'm not sure what the address is from the top of my head. But once we get down there, you'll be able to write down his phone.
Did you see what Andrew said?
Which one? Andrew Cully? Yeah. I was just fixing to shout him out. What's up, bud? Welcome in. Just mental illness. There's no fettler handler, bro. I just divorced a Russian girl. Little girl needs some psych meds. I'm not saying you're specifically wrong. I am saying that the translator was not quite on point, but got the general gist of it, in the sense that we can't do what we were planning on doing because they have me, and you need to call the person to come get me out. I'm not sure the term prisoner exchange was ever used there. That sounds really sketch as fuck, though. And why are we macking on Walmart anyway? I don't understand. Got one dirty, rotten imbecile 69. That 69.
Welcome in, ATL.
ATL, bud. Welcome in. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming by. All right. So one good cop. There's such thing?
No. I mean, no, not, I can't say. No.
Well, you know the bad apple philosophy, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I really can't say there's a good cop. I mean.
So the term one bad apple spoils a bunch was coined by bakers. And it's because when you receive a load of apples and one of them is bad in the barrel, you send the whole barrel back. You don't use any of them from that barrel, because at least some of those apples are old enough to be a problem. When you apply this methodology to cops, it gets turned on its ear. For some reason, they want to say, oh, well, it's just one bad cop. But that's not true, because that entire department was aware that he was a bad cop long before anything ever came public of it. And because the entire department, every single deputy there, they could lie and say that those stories aren't told, but if they're not told, it's because they're protecting the Blue Line gang, and that's equally bad. So it's a bunch of dirty cops is what it comes down to. Even if you weren't a dirty cop when you took the oath, by the time you get out of the academy, you have no choice but to have curtailed your ideals. That about right?
That's right.
So that's what this cat's going on about. And it's a 20-minute video. We're going to get maybe 15, maybe 10 minutes into it. It depends on when it gets boring, but you'll see.
Okay.
I hate cops. I hate cops. Why do I hate cops? Well, all they do is lie, cheat, and steal. They're corrupt. They harass people. They hurt people. They just abuse their power. They scare people. All they want to do is flash their shiny gun and want to write citations, want to arrest people, drink their coffee, and eat their donuts and get fat. I mean, what do cops even do?
I think that's an excellent question. Let's consider it legitimately.
Well, they don't protect
what do cops do?
What good cops?
What do cops do? What is the physical reality of what cops do?
The physical reality, they cause, I don't know. I mean, they ruin people's lives, but
You are correct. Yes, but are they making people safer?
No, they're not here to protect and serve.
Are they serving or protecting?
No.
Are they is there any benefit of having encountered a cop unless you are currently being beat down by an ex-girlfriend?
No.
And the only purpose that I could see for cops to exist, once you get rid of all the riffraff and frou-for-all, is as a forceful unit on the side of the government. They are the force behind which the laws are enforced.
Yeah.
That's it. Their job is to do whatever the hell the system tells them to do. And most of them just do that. Hard question, huh? Ask a hard question, right?
Before I answer that question, my name is Josh Parker. I did 13 years in the Army, got out, medically discharged, and went to college for a couple years. I got bored. I was going for a business degree. Kind of struggled for a little bit.
Can't spell Lou gets
Lost
it.
my sense of purpose, and eventually I became a cop.
You know what my pop says about that?
What?
He told me this his whole life. He said, Sasquatch, when you grow up, you got to decide what you're going to do with your life. And I said, yes, sir. He said, those who can do, those who can't teach, and the rest of the people become cops. So if you can't, and you can't teach, then you go beat up people and tase them. Let them ride the lightning.
Thanks for coming, Culture Club. Welcome in, West Side.
West Side. Good to see you.
And I never thought I'd be a cop. Never thought I'd be a deputy. Never thought I'd serve in law enforcement. But when I got out, like a lot of other veterans, you lose your sense of purpose. And it's not to say that a veteran.
Okay, so soldiers are used to having orders. Orders come down from the top. They are not permitted to question those orders. And when you come out of the service and you lose, quote unquote, your purpose, it's just that no one's telling you what to do. Uh-oh. Baby bomb. You. A little baby bumpkin fried on a pumpkin. How about that Paul's face? Look at that Paul's face. Don't I just say it all?
It does.
Has to be a cop to find their purpose. It's just something that I tried and it's worked for me. I got out and I was in search of a job. Eventually landed in law enforcement.
What's up, Army vet? Welcome in, bud.
I missed
non-racism Batman. What's up?
serving.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our participation trophy for the night. Thank you, non-racism Batman, for joining the chat. You have made my day much better. I don't know if you've affected racism at all, but it certainly tickled my pickle.
Welcome in, an RV vet. Thank you, guys. She's a
Is your name Jeff by chance? I feel like your name should be Jeff.
Serving someone other than myself, right? In college, I realized how selfish people are when I got out of the military. And it's not just the college kids that I thought were selfish. It's everyone that I was surrounded by, because I was no longer surrounded by a military base, stuff like that. But
you got to say that one.
Tilly Lou and Stinky Poo.
Yeah, welcome in, folks. We've got a contender. We've definitely got a contender.
But I just gave this little speech or class a couple days ago to the high school kids. They asked if I'd speak for career day. I went and I spoke to them, and I opened up with what I just opened up now. And I asked them the question.
Wait a second. I gotta know whose channel is Fart Smeller. Which one is that? I've not seen them in chat.
That's gotta be Tilly Lou and Stinky Poo. It makes sense.
But
Oh no, that's not his. I don't know.
Non-racism Batman?
Maybe.
But you're such a smart feller. But it turns out you're a fart smeller.
Yeah, so that's who it is.
Are all cops bad?
Fart Smeller 21.
They're kind of confused because I'm in uniform. They're kind of confused. They're like, well, no. And I was like, why not? The media portrays us all being bad, all incompetent, wanting to hurt people, and not knowing people's rights, not supporting people's rights. Cops are bad. Everyone.
Hold on. He's fixing to go into some bullshit here that is a big stinking pile of self-censorous bullshit. It's bullshit. Pure, unadulterated. Because he's going to try to make the equivalency. What if you had a camera crew following around every single teacher in America? You would find good teachers and bad teachers, and he's not wrong. But those teachers aren't shooting people. They're not equipped with tasers and bulletproof vests and high-speed cars and blue lights and capable of snatching you up out of your house at 2 a.m., shooting your dog and just shrugging at it like it's okay. That's why you have the body cam. So this is a disingenuous argument trying to say, well, if you just look at any particular no. You have the body cam because you are culpable for people's lives.
Facts.
If that teacher's sitting in class and one of them students just drops over dead, there's going to be some questions. But if you have a person in custody and they just drop over dead, that's going to be a whole different set of questions.
Right.
All right.
Welcome in NIV Television.
Well, then some people start asking, well, I don't hate cops. Okay. Then I asked the question, are there good teachers and bad teachers? As I'm looking at a teacher. And they're like, well, yeah. Are there good principals and bad principals? Are there good counselors, bad counselors? Are there good therapists, bad therapists? Are there good?
I suspect there might be a bit of a percentage issue here as well. Because the number of teachers that break down and beat up a student is far, far lower than the number of cops who break down and beat the shit out of somebody. In fact, they do it as standard operating procedure. They call it control strikes. They start hitting you in the face and head so that you will put your arms behind your back and stop resisting and not protect your face and head while you're getting struck, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
If you'd stop hitting me, I'll put my hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back and I'll stop hitting you. That's stupid. That is dumb. You cannot possibly expect anyone to fucking do that. That's stupid.
Doctors and bad doctors? Or are they all good? Or are they all bad? Good nurses, bad nurses? How about this? Good electricians, good plumbers, good contractors, or bad electricians, bad plumbers, and bad contractors. For those of you that are in trade jobs, how many times have you gone to a job where the person before you
did I miss Andy
messed
Pickle?
it up?
I'm sorry, Mr. Pickle.
Yes.
I failed to say hi to you, so I'm now saying hi to you because I failed to say hi to you.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, so there's good in every profession, and there's bad in every profession. Okay. Huh. So that means there has to be good cops and bad cops, right?
No.
Okay. Because if they're all bad, then how are we still here? If they're all bad, how is there still a job?
Because they hire stupid people. They specifically look for people who are entertained by violence and fast cars. They want the people who used to be hall monitors and got beat up in high school. They want the guys with a chip on their shoulder and something to prove. The test that they give officers limits the intellect and inflates the ego because any freaking trained monkey can pass those things.
Mm-hmm.
There's been times in my career,
Yes, Anarchy. That's exactly what I was saying when I started all of this, is that he starts off with a basic question that sounds really reasonable, and then he conflates it with inappropriate straw man comparisons that don't hold up to scrutiny for even the lightest scrutiny. Not one of the professions he names involves someone carrying a weapon with authority over another person. None, not one. He names a bunch of very pacifist, very bleeding heart type employments: doctors, teachers, principals, counselors. These are not cops. They're nothing like cops. They do nothing associated with what cops do.
A short career in law enforcement, 4 years in law enforcement.
Welcome in, Smiley Virus.
And there's been moments of frustration. There's been moments where I've debated on getting out, on not being a cop anymore, not being a deputy anymore. And those moments are seeing other bad cops, seeing other shit.
Smiley Virus, you may have caught a case of the Sasquatch. Be careful. It'll get all over you.
Shitty cops. Either seeing it in person or hearing about it from somebody else or seeing it on social media, on the news. Because it shows a bad light on all of us.
And yet, if there weren't enough of y'all out there fucking up on a daily fucking basis, there wouldn't be 100,000 videos that we could just go pick out of the ether.
Right.
It'd be like a gay French king. YouTube, bring me a nasty cop. And poof, there it is. If I'm wrong, somebody call me out. What's up, King Philip?
You see a bad plumber, contractor, electrician, you're hesitant to get another one because you're afraid you're going to waste your money on another person. I thought about getting out many times.
But then your ego spoke up and you thought, but then I wouldn't be able to drive fast cars, carry guns, and scream, freeze! While pointing a gun at them.
But then I'm reminded that there's a lot of people that still need us. There's a lot of bad cops out there, but there's also a lot of good cops out there. And I go back to the question from the beginning, what do cops even do? And this is something I posed to the students when I went to the class. What do cops even do? Also, real quick, side note, I just got an email last night, and this is the reason why I sparked today's video. I got an email last night from a kid that's about to graduate college, Sounds like he's a very smart kid. Very well written email. And I'm actually impressed for his knowledge, for just coming out into the real world.
All right, fuck that kid. Honey, how is it that Fire Phoenix has never gotten a view on any of our streams?
Yes, they have.
I've yet to see a person in chat in Fire Phoenix.
Oh. I'm usually it's Izzy, but
we had 99 people in here a while ago, and not one of them was in Fire Phoenix.
No.
Throw that link in chat. Let's get somebody over there. It's lonely as fuck in that corner, bro. This ain't right. Feels like that puzzle where you're supposed to pour the water from jug to jug, so you end up with 3 gallons in all of the 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah,
it's like that, except all of the gallons are on your channel. AJoT's.
There you go.
About to graduate high school. He sends me his email. He says, I really want to be a cop. He goes, I have my sights as a paramedic, but what I really want to do is be a cop. And he started listing all these things that he knows. And to be honest, it's probably more than a lot of cops, the stuff that he's telling me.
Oh, we are being cop-splained to by a cop who has gotten fed up with cops and is now bitching about himself, but doesn't want to admit that it's himself because his ego is overbearing his logic to such an extent that he's just throwing out false narratives left, right, and center. Like teachers and cops are the same thing. No, they're not. Not even close. That about right?
Yep.
That's how this corner of the internet's going.
But he started telling me all the things that he knows and why he would be a good cop. But that he's worried about in today's society how everyone has casted this shadow over cops. You know, all cops are bad. He's afraid of...
You know what it is, casting a shadow over cops? Cops. The camera merely shows what's happening. That's it. The camera does not have an opinion. The camera does not decide to show you in a bad light. What you are doing is what the camera shows.
Mm-hmm.
Being portrayed as, you know, someone that abuses people, hurts people, like I said in the beginning, right?
Well, if you don't abuse people and hurt people, they can't catch you doing it, can they? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He's afraid of looking bad in society because everyone hates cops. I mean, not everyone, overgeneralizing, but a good amount of people do hate cops. That's one thing I've noticed making these videos.
Mr. Superside,
hatred for cops.
Welcome to the chat.
But it's frustrating, man. He said he wants to be a cop, but he's another thing he's worried about. He's worried about getting hurt by a fellow cop, right? He's seen or heard stories.
All right. So where do you reckon it is that he's seen or heard stories about cops hurting cops? That cop that got his ass whipped and ended up buried behind that jail down there, that was probably a good cop.
Probably.
That one. Think about it. Why did an entire department just ignore the fact that a cop was murdered? There was no investigation. I don't even think he was reported missing.
Mm-mm.
So, one good cop.
Still, no, I don't know.
I would assume he was trying. And he fucked around and
he
found
was a
out.
bad cop and wanted to become good. And they were like, no, we can't have that. I don't know.
Oh, well, first bad, then good. Okay. Well, yeah, it is cozy. I'm fuzzy. She's fuzzy. We're both warm.
Stories about people being tased by other cops, shot by other cops, what have you. And I completely empathize with that.
Well, as long as you don't walk around throwing acorns at cop, you might be all right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hit.
All of it. I got out of the military. I was in special forces, got out of the military. And when I became a cop, I'm like, what's going on? So again, I go back to I've thought about getting out, right? But then I've talked to people about it, and one person has told me, Josh, if you got out and all the good cops got out, and I'm not saying I'm a good cop, I'm not a bad cop.
I'm not saying I'm a good cop, but I'm not saying I'm a bad cop.
Does not look good. Seems bad.
Cop, but I'm learning. So I'm a learning cop, right? I try to be the best that I can be. But that's everything I do. I try to be the best dad I can be, the best person, the best man. I never want to hurt anyone. I try to be the best person that I can be. They're like, Josh, if you get out and all the good cops get out, what's that leave us? Why can't you be that person?
Pinella County police.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if all the good cops get out, what does that leave us? Your average police force? I mean, just from my perspective, it kind of looks like they're all doing the same fucking thing. Oh, and people say there's this line. I hate this line. This line pisses me off to no end. What if he's having a bad day? You don't know what that cop's been through. Well, damn it, he can go home and kick his dog, beat his wife, and leave me the fuck alone. Like, he's got his problems. I've got my problems. We should, they're personal problems. We should handle them personally. But he's getting all up in my cheese and grits. I don't like it. I don't want bacon in my cheese grits.
I don't like bacon. I don't like cheese in my grits.
Wait, hold on. You don't like bacon?
No, I like bacon in my grits, actually. I don't like cheese in my grits, though.
Say that again.
I said I like bacon in my grits, but I don't like cheese in my grits.
Okay. I don't know what to think of you anymore.
And that people look up to and aspire to be. If there's nothing but bad cops left, then it's going to get worse. Everyone's the worst of the cops. But there has to be good cops offset the bad cops.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree with that statement. If you get rid of all the good cops, it's just going to get worse. No, sir. You are wrong. It will continue as it has been going. There might be more cops or less cops, but they're all fucking shit. They wake up in the morning and they think, God, I hate this job. I hate these people. And they spend all day long trying to make money off of people who have to pay out of their pocket while getting paid by the people who are having to pay out of their pocket. If they fuck up, we have to pay for it out of our pocket. Meanwhile, he goes to a different department, starts his whole freaking career over being a bad cop.
Right.
Good cops quit and go do another job.
Or if they don't quit, they're forced out. I mean,
well, yeah. Well, I mean, they quit. They quit because they put feces in their locker. They poured fox urine on their shoes. Right. They haze them out of the service, basically. I mean, this is done in high schools the world over when you have one odd man out on a group. In fact, coaches do this on purpose. They will choose a person on the team. Now, usually the person chooses themselves through their own activities, but sometimes a coach will point out a particular guy and be like, he shouldn't be on the team. The rest of the team, psychologically, not realizing they're doing it, starts dumping on them because they're holding us back. He's the reason why we can't make any headway. That's the guy that's the problem, not us. Not the guy who's putting poop in his locker and spraying fox urine on his fucking shoes. It's the guy who's sitting over there going, come on, guys, please stop. He's the bad cop. What the fuck just happened?
And I pride myself to be a good cop. I know I'm a good cop, actually. And I know that because...
You know, I think
Wait a minute. But he just said.
This might be one of those cases like with the good magician Humphrey. Only creatures who are concerned about the well-being of their souls have souls. If you're not concerned, you're a soulless automaton. You're a meat puppet.
Automaton.
Yeah, it's a good one. This is a meat puppet. This guy, he's an articulate meat puppet, but a meat puppet nonetheless. He's trying to say the other thing. He's trying to speak to the opposite of the general narrative that the rest of us have learned. If you have a minor issue at home, you don't call the cops. It has to get serious, like blood, hair, teeth broken, that kind of shit has to happen before you call the cops. Otherwise, you're going to call the fire department. You're going to call the ambulance. You are not going to call the cops. In fact, in most cases, it's the ambulance and the fire department that call the cops.
Right.
They bring cops with them. Right. Most of the time, from what I've seen, people are calling an ambulance and get a cop, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yes.
This guy is trying to justify that system. He is trying to say that all he's doing is following his orders. That's what this entire conversation is about. This whole soliloquy is that it's okay to follow orders. That's all you got to do is follow the orders.
What was that word? Soliloquy?
Soliloquy. This is when you've seen in a play, there are 4 actors on stage and they're talking back and forth. And then all of a sudden they stop talking to each other. And one of the actors turns and looks at the audience and says, but then in my mind, I was thinking that, and he goes off on a little tirade by himself, and then he goes back to talking to him as if no time has passed. Right. This is an aside, a soliloquy. Soliloquy. Okay. Lots of L's, couple of Y's. Yeah. There's a U in there. There might be a me in there too if you play your cards just right.
Because if I have to do certain things, i.e., do traffic stops, have to write citations because my job, and I have to make an arrest because someone broke the law, someone got hurt, someone stole something, whatever. One, I try to talk to them as a person. You have to do that as a cop because we're all human. Everyone makes mistakes. Just because you're being arrested doesn't mean you're a bad person. And just because I arrest you doesn't mean I think you're a bad person. So I try to talk to these guys, whether it's drug related or someone assaulted someone or it's theft or whatever. I try to talk to them like, hey man, what's going on? Like, what do you need help with?
But let's be honest, that is not the way you approach these guys. You know good and damn well you're asking them what's in your pockets. Can I search your car? What's in your car? What you got in your car? Why don't you want me to search your car? Give me your ID. I need your ID. Can I have some of that ID? I need the ID. That laugh though. I just need one more ID.
Because the answer isn't just arresting someone. You got to talk to them person to person and try to help them. That's why I got in this profession, is to help people.
He almost said bullshit. He said, that's why I got in this bullshit to begin with.
And it blows my mind the number of cops out there that are too quick to throw on the handcuffs and not ask the bigger questions. Not just, did you do it, and try to get someone to admit to it if they did it, but how can we fix this? How can you fix yourself? I don't like people on drugs. I hate
counseling.
People on drugs. It destroys not only their life, but their mind and their body. It fries their brain.
All right, we have a request to move on to the next story. How do you feel about that?
I mean, yes and no.
It's your show. You tell me.
I mean, I would love, right? I mean, if he was selling a car, he would have me sold. I mean.
Okay, if he was selling you a car, he would be trying to tell you how many beets and turnips it can run on. He is selling jelly, but you're here to buy freaking coffee. He's not selling what you think he's selling.
No,
He is
I
selling
know
himself.
that. I mean, I know that, but like somebody who is oblivious to what's going on in the world today would totally buy it.
Completely. I know I'm a good cop.
Right.
I know, which means you have no doubt in your mind. It never crossed your mind that you might be the problem. That this very concept, this idea of just follow the orders, just arrest people because you were told to arrest them, because they fit a certain, they tick the boxes, made a left-hand turn without signaling, rolled a stop sign. These people shouldn't go to jail.
Right.
I mean, all right, drinking and driving. Drinking and driving is a very funny one because drinking occurs typically privately. Driving occurs publicly. And when you're in your car, for most things, you are under public view. What is it called? Open view doctrine? Plain view doctrine. You are under plain view doctrine. And under plain view doctrine, if they can't just obviously see it, then it doesn't fucking apply, except when they say, oh, I smell alcohol. But is it alcohol or perfume? Did I just use some sanitary wipes, or do I possibly have some Purell in the trunk that spilled? I mean, there are a million reasons my car might smell a little alcoholic, including the alcohol in the gasoline, I might add. But you just walked up to my car and said you smell alcohol, and now I'm going to jail, not because I'm drunk and not because I did anything illegal, but because you decided that you smelled a chemical unassociated with law. Now, you can say, I'm not drinking. You can go play the hokey pokey and turn yourself around and shit. None of that is going to help you. All of that will be used to convict you. And even if you do it flawlessly, they're still going to lock you up.
Right.
I do have one trick that I do. If I get pulled over and I happen to have like the things in the car to do it with, when they ask me if I'll do the sobriety test, I go, can I do this instead? Can I grab those? And they're like, what? Just give me a second. I've only been allowed to do it once, but I pull out the balls and start juggling and then start telling jokes. Now, I busted my hip. I tore up my knee. I fucked up my back. I can't walk a straight line to save my life. Right. I can juggle. I can't do it when I'm drunk. So if I'm juggling, I'm sober. At least that's what they believe.
And I hate that. I would rather help someone than just to throw them in jail. And so I go back to this email and I go back to these high school kids, and
Smiley. This guy's just like that ex-girlfriend. You're right. Oh my God, you're so right.
I am still in law enforcement is because I do see the amount of people that I help, and it's way more. I don't hurt anyone, actually, but it's got to offset, right? The amount of good has to offset the amount of bad that people are doing out there as cops. There's a lot of bad cops. I see cops on YouTube or whatever. There's a lot of dumb or bad cops, and I hate it. It makes us all look bad. But if we start walking around with a camera crew with all the bad teachers, all the bad electricians, contractors, doctors, I mean, how many bad doctors are out there? How many malpractice lawsuits are out there? You don't hear about it because you just assume doctors are good, right? They're just wanting to help people. Well, I guarantee you most cops join law enforcement just to help people.
But you ever heard of Murder Inc.?
Yes.
Wasn't there a group in Florida called the Flim Flam Boys?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. The Jump Out Gang, Jump Out Boys, something like that. They were basically Murder Inc. Florida man version. And think about Florida. They have a lot of missing persons, but no found persons. They don't get found in Florida.
Jump out boys.
Yeah, all people see are the bad ones. Camera crews following the bad ones around. But what if a doctor or a nurse or a teacher had to wear a body cam?
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the very definition of a false equivalency. This is the type of argument someone whose ideals and points are completely unsustainable bring to the table, so that people who haven't thought about the topics, it sounds so reasonable at first, but teachers and doctors aren't walking around with tasers. They're not holding your life in the palm of their hand without you signing papers and agreeing for this shit to happen. You don't do that with cops. Cops just show up on a Tuesday, pull your ass over while you're riding down the road, snatch you out of the fucking car, beat you the fuck up, charge you a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of charges, and then send you off to a different part of the justice system to either lock you up further or charge you more money.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this surrounded by the idea that I was going to work that morning, and maybe I was going a little too fast.
Right.
I don't think reasonable comes into it.
And then once something happens, that body camera gets shown to the public. How many doctors would want to be a doctor if they had to wear a body camera? That number would dwindle significantly.
I don't think so.
Why?
I don't think
It was
so.
a law. If a law was passed tomorrow saying that if you're going to be a podiatrist, you have to wear a camera. You have to have a camera in your office showing all the feet, right?
But yeah, you got a lot of cops that still want to be cops. And the pressure's on us.
Hold on. I think we just hit on $1 million idea. All right. Here we go.
Oklahoma.
There's cameras everywhere. There's cameras on our cars. There's cameras on our bodies. Some cameras on guns. Cameras on people's phones. Scrutinizing everything you do. If you go in the operator room.
All right, shut the fuck up, you fucking pussy. That's enough of that shit. All right, truly evil human experiments that actually happen. And set to cartoons. Because, you know, cartoons.
Evil human experiments.
Human vivisections.
All right, fellas, let's start things off a little easy. Back in the 4th century BC, Greek civilization was reaching new heights. People were getting more and more curious about the world around us and began asking really important questions. What does that do? How does that work? Should I do a Did I leave the oven on? How do magnets work? She called me back. Is this real life? Or is this just fantasy? Do the shrimps really fry the rice or not? All pretty valid questions for people just wishing to learn the workings of the natural world. While many focus on the mechanics of the universe, others chose to focus on the inner workings of humans themselves. And not only from a philosophical standpoint. Sometimes you just want to know what makes us tick. That's what Greek physician Herophilus wanted to find out and document in detail. After getting his education at the Hippocratean medical school in Greece, Herophilus turned his bulging eyes towards the city of Alexandria, Egypt, with its big, throbbing library chock full of scrolls just begging to be read. Time to go to Egypt, he said. And so he did. After getting himself established and taking on a student, a young physician named Erasistratus, they got to work. Together, the two men would begin to carve out a new branch of science, anatomy. But in order to do so, you need some bodies to cut open to start slopping their guts around. And what better way to obtain fresh bodies than to use condemned criminals, captured and supplied by the Alexandrian rulers. Little Hero and Era were like kids in a candy store with a hopeful glimmer in their eyes, excited to begin their wondrous experiments. But surely the criminals put under the knife were already past their expiration date, right? Nope. Instead, Hero and Era performed live human dissections, called vivisections, to broaden their understanding of the human body. They even went as far as to perform these surgeries in full view of the public for anyone who thought it would be cool and interesting. Wow, that's both cool and interesting. That's what I'm saying. Herophilus documented their findings in extreme detail, making breakthrough discoveries of the human anatomy. In doing so, he inflicted...
I might be wrong on this point, but I'm pretty sure this was the time period in which the first time they looked at an appendix and went, okay, we get what that does, we get what this does, but what's that little hangy downy thing right there? What does it do? We still don't know. We have no idea what the hell it's there for. Sometimes it kills us. It seems to be its purpose.
Did unimaginable suffering to his subjects. Since anesthetics weren't really a thing back then, the victims felt every cut and slice, at least until they passed out from the pain or died of blood loss.
Okay, he missed one critical point. They would hit him in the head with a hammer. They would knock him out and then start cutting on him.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh. That's what they did. That's how that worked.
Dissecting intestines, reproductive organs, eyes, or even purposefully damaging the motor nerves to inflict paralysis. It was basically a big game of, what does this button do?
Like Operation.
In the end, Hero and Era's findings over 40 years of vivisections were revolutionary for the medical world, especially since human dissection would be outlawed shortly after their work was completed. It wouldn't be until 1800.
Do you think these two things are unrelated? Wait, you mean they're cutting up living folks? Oh, that's not cool. Don't be doing that. In fact, don't even cut up dead folks either. That's disrespectful.
100 years later, that performing human dissections would be a medically acceptable practice again. But like, you know, on dead people, their work was stored in the renowned Library of Alexandria, but they were lost in the Great Fire a few hundred years later. Project 4.1 was actually a side project proposed immediately after the deployment of Castle Bravo, a high-yield thermonuclear bomb that was dropped in 1954 by the United States.
Hey, baby. I'm so cool, baby. I hate to admit it, but the personality of Sasquatch is actually derived from a combination of Johnny Bravo and Andrew Dice Clay with a little Dennis Leary mixed in. Because both those guys are morons. Dennis Leary's got a head on his shoulders and an ass up there too.
Bravo was part of Operation Castle, a series of other high-yield nuclear tests with the goal of establishing superiority over the Soviet Union. The Marshall Islands, a remote Pacific group of islands, served as ground zero for the detonation of the nuclear weapons. Castle Bravo was the strongest detonation and surprisingly produced 2.5 times the expected explosive yield.
The blast radius, yes!
Equivalent to 15 megatons of TNT.
Righteous!
That is 1,000 times the explosive force of the nuclear bomb dropped on Hiroshima, Japan in the final days of World War II. Like, goddamn. To make matters worse, the Marshall Islands were occupied with citizens. So U.S. officials were kind of like, sir, shouldn't we get those people out of the... Bless you. Thanks, sir. How you bothered me all day. Must be the radiation, right? No, but seriously, are we going to get those people out of the radiation zone? Yeah, you know, that was on my to-do list. Well, too late now, so let's just see how...
Hold on. I want to see that fucking to-do list. Hey, wake up, eat breakfast, work out, stare at ceiling, get natives off island, detonate Bravo, stare at it a lot, subscribe. I like this guy. Wait, hold on. There we go.
Well, too late now, so let's just see how things turn out. Operation Castle was quickly amended with the addition of Project 4.1. This new section aimed to study the human response to significant radiation exposure. You know, as if tens of thousands of victims in Hiroshima and Nagasaki weren't evidence enough. Commander of the U.S. Naval Medical Corps,
Right? Hold on. I made this argument in high school with my history teacher. I asked her there, because we got into the whole channel, no, the Castle Bravo experiments and whatnot, and the discussion came up of how many people were irradiated during those trials, and I was like, but didn't we have like literally millions of people to observe after Hiroshima and Nagasaki? What about those? I'm just not gonna nothing. He's like, sometimes I really hate it when you speak up. This was one of those teachers that just let me read in the back of the class and gave me C's. Because when he would include me in the conversation, things like this would happen.
Eugene Cronkite was in charge of the project and swore everyone involved to absolute secrecy because he thought the public wouldn't be too keen on the whole test nuclear radiation on non-consenting people thing. Overall, 239 Marshallese residents were exposed to significant levels of radiation and began showing signs.
And here's an interesting side note that no one may give a shit about, but I don't care. I'm going to tell it anyway. When they were doing the evacuations after this, they discovered an individual with a very unique congenital birth defect, but they weren't able to get a sample. So 60 some odd years later, they found another guy with the same birth defect, and it was me. Apparently I'm literally one in like multiple billions of people, but it's not for a good reason. It's a bad thing. So they're going to get their sample.
Welcome in, Janica.
Fuck them.
Of radiation poisoning a few days later. Symptoms included loss of hair and significant skin damage with weeping wounds, although the wounds did heal rather quickly. Immediate observations ceased after 75 days with the conclusion that no long-term effects were likely.
Share this to some
out of curiosity. Regular checkups.
I tell y'all what, you want to tickle me real good? Y'all share this to some random Facebook group that you're accidentally a part of. Don't explain anything. Just throw it up there. And if anybody asks you, just be like, I don't know. Check it out. I don't know.
Performed on the residents for years after. Women saw increases in miscarriages and stillbirths, and newborns that survived experienced developmental difficulties, impaired growth, and a disproportionate development of thyroid cancer. In addition, about 1/3 of those exposed had developed significant tumors by 1974, 20 years after Operation Castle commenced. In the following years, Marshallese representatives spoke out against the United States with accusations that the scope of the experiment was premeditated and intentional.
Right, y'all see this dome here?
Mm-hmm.
You see the hole over here?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this dome is the accumulated most, not all of the radioactive stuff, but the most intensely radioactive stuff were pulled up out of this crater over here and put in the dome, and then they concreted over it a whole bunch. A lot. and the idea was that they would keep adding concrete until the surrounding radioactivity was negated. However, it turns out concrete's not the best way to stop this. And so now they just have a whole shitload of irradiated concrete over here that just took a little while to become irradiated.
Right.
So what do we do with it? Leave it there and tell nobody to go there because there's bad mojo there. This is what the natives called bad medicine.
To which the U.S. officials responded, nuh-uh. During the early years of the Soviet Union, it wouldn't be uncommon for political opponents to quickly fall ill with a strong case of the death at the hands of poison. In fact, it was quite an effective and discreet way to silence any and all opposition without causing too much of a stir. Well, besides the public reacting to mysterious deaths. And that is why we must rise up against... Oh, look at that. They got another one. So how were the Soviets so good at developing successful poison?
Have any of y'all ever seen Blue Jay? The Blue Jay, I think it's the Blue Jay channel. He does an almost identical style of video with a similar sort of humor on it, because this is a dark topic. None of this is good.
No.
Right. It's funny though.
Yeah.
Reasons. Well, you've got to run preliminary trials on living subjects, of course. So in 1921, a year before the Soviet Union officially formed, the Kamera was established. This was the Soviet Secret Service's poison laboratory. Here, new deadly poisons were developed and tested on human subjects. Those tested were prisoners from the gulags, various labor camps built around the country for anyone who even had a fleeting thought that wasn't approved by the Soviet Union. Carry on. The ultimate goal of the Kamera was to devise a poison that was not only lethal, but undetectable. It would be colorless, tasteless, odorless, and untraceable in an autopsy. Prisoners would be unknowingly administered various
colorless, odorless, tasteless, and untraceable. Do not let husbands find or wives find out about this. I mean, there's your depopulation vector.
Right.
It's untraceable. Get rid of your wife. Wow, half of the population just died and the other half's having seizures. We've only got 2% of the population left. It turns out they all wanted to kill each other. You know, when it comes to same-sex marriage, I'm of the opinion that we should let them be just as miserable as the rest of us.
Right.
Poisons, which were disguised as medication. For me, if it isn't an orange Flintstone vitamin, I don't trust it. The various poisons tested included ricin, which causes severe internal distress and suffering, cyanide, which can cause violent seizures and heart attacks, and curare, a potent muscle relaxant that makes you painfully choke to death. In the end, the tests were pretty successful for the Soviet Union, not for them.
I'm going to say the name of a particular chemical that has been successfully used. We don't know how many times. Ricin. It is derived from the castor bean plant, and in very tiny, tiny amounts, it causes you to basically have a flu and die. You essentially have a lethal allergic response to it. Only it's not anaphylaxis, it's everything else that goes along with that, with allergic reactions. So it's sort of similar to cyanide. There's no recovery from it. If you survive like Stephen Hawking. It's not a thing where you're going to be fucking with nobody afterwards.
Prisoners. Research led to innovative ways to discreetly dispatch a target, from deploying a cyanide mist to making an assassination look like a heart attack. But the blue ribbon winner was the concoction known as C2, carbolamine choline chloride, which was basically liquid depression. Exposure to this sucker sparked a very curious reaction. Instead of a violent telltale "I've been poisoned" type death, the victim would simply become weak with a rapid decline in health, all while maintaining a calm and silent demeanor. Death occurred within 15 minutes. Since the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, Russian officials have claimed that the Kamera has been disestablished and abandoned. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Now, you may have heard about the Tuskegee syphilis.
Yeah, the Tuskegee experiment was a nasty bit of American work. But this one might have been run by 731 if it hadn't been for that whole end of the world thing, like end of World War II thing. 731 would have gotten around to this one.
Study, which was an unethical medical study funded by the United States Public Health Service in 1932, which involved the study of nearly 400 African American men who had naturally contracted syphilis. The goal was to observe the effects of the disease when left untreated in African American males. Even though penicillin, an antibiotic cure for syphilis, eventually became widely available to the public, the afflicted men were intentionally never cured.
Fucked
up, right?
Hold on. I got a thing for that. Hold on. Where's it at? Where did I do with it? AJot. Damn it, Lorenzo, why are you moving my stuff around? You always got to have a fiction.
Show me the money.
Right? Where's it at? It's not here. Why isn't it here?
I don't know.
I'm so depressed. I've got to get my shit together, man.
The US decided to outdo themselves with the Guatemalan syphilis experiment. In 1946 to 1948, more than 5,500 Guatemalan natives, including children, were involved in the experiment against their will, with the Guatemalan government granting access to the unwilling patients in hospitals, mental institutions, and even orphanages. Around 1,300 relatively healthy individuals ages 10 to 72 were intentionally infected with syphilis and even gonorrhea. Transmission was either done by direct bacterial contact into wounds or by sexual transmission with infected native sex workers, which were funded by the US government, by the way, the latter of which proved to be a very effective method of infection. The guy in charge of these experiments was Dr. John C. Cutler, but you can call him Dr. Dickass. He often failed to keep accurate medical records of his experiments and instead would only provide anecdotal evidence in his findings, probably because he knew what he was doing was unethical, which very much sounds like something only a dickass would do. But all joking aside, the experiments conducted on these people were gruesome. Perhaps one of the most notable documented examples of what these people experienced was about a female patient named Berta. The following is an excerpt.
All right. The only part of the Tuskegee experiment that was even remotely above board was, as far as we can determine, the U.S. did not infect these people. They had syphilis. They just weren't treated for it.
Right.
They were told they were being treated for it, which strikes me as a bit odd because they had a buddy who went out of town to go get treated, came back, and he was cured. Like, he was gone on a weekend and was banging some other dude's wife by Tuesday. But my treatments have taken 5 years and I'm still nuts. So I'm a little curious about all this. I think I'd have moved.
From that document, Berta was a female patient in the psychiatric hospital. In February 1948, Berta was injected in her left arm with syphilis. A month later, she developed scabies. Several weeks later, Dr. Cutler noted that she had also developed red bumps where he had injected her arm, lesions on her arms and legs, and her skin was beginning to waste away from her body. Berta was not treated for syphilis until 3 months after her injection. Soon after, on August 23rd, Dr. Cutler wrote that Berta appeared as if she was going to die, but he did not specify why. That same day, he put gonorrheal pus from another male subject into both of Berta's eyes, as well as private areas. He also reinfected her with syphilis. Several days later, Berta's eyes were filled with pus from the gonorrhea, and she was bleeding from her private area. 3 days later, on August 27th, Berta died. Told you he was a dick-ass. The overall goal of the study was to determine the effectiveness of penicillin in preventing the STDs. Dr. Cutler had allegedly finalized his reports in 1955, but no evidence was ever found proving that the reports were submitted for peer review or even published. So, out of all of that suffering, nothing of medical value was produced. Though I will say, in some glimmer of fairness, a treatment program was established by the United States and made available to the affected Guatemalan population, but only half were reported to actually have received treatments with a questionable quality of care. United States President Barack Obama formally apologized to the Guatemalan government in 2010, 62 years after the study was performed.
All right, I've covered Unit 731 on a previous show. The problem with covering Unit 731 is the experiments they did are so terrifying and horrible, you can't even really say what they are on YouTube. Because they did all the same experiments we've been talking about so far on mass. They changed the term body to log. They changed doctors to a lumberman, I think. And they changed the operating studio as far as in the paperwork. When you read the paperwork, it'd be like an ordinary sawmill, except There were no logs. They were people. All of them. Most of them were Chinese. Something like 90 some odd percent of the people experimented on by 731 were Chinese. And I brought it up earlier because we're not going to get into this one. This is he doesn't go that deep into it, but we're running out of time. How long you want to do this for?
The usual.
That's what she said. That's what, 12 inches?
Yep.
Something like that. But and how long? Nah, I'm just glad I have a small penis. That way my heart can skip a beat and I'm still hard. I mean, can you imagine some little dude with a 14-inch dick out there trying to get his dick hard? He ain't got enough blood in his body to make it happen. His wife's over there going, it would be great if you could just get it up.
That is so, oh my God.
You can tell me to stop. I might not. Right. I like tickling her, and then I like making her laugh too.
It's the best medicine. My cheeks hurt.
Your face is starting to hurt, ain't it? I can see it starting to get a little red around the edges. Something tells me that you don't laugh enough in your life.
I don't. It's stressful.
Maybe you should hang out more.
Maybe
not. You know, I can make Toe laugh like this too.
I don't
You know how I do it? I whisper in his ear that my dick's bigger.
Stop it.
You know how I make him cry? I prove it.
Oh my Lord.
All right, girl, do that thing that you do.
Oh, that thing. Well, thanks. It's 2 hours in, and yeah, I've got to get back to mommy duties. But thanks for coming and hanging out in AJoT's Corner. We'll see you next week. Toodles.
Welcome to the world of AJoT. I love my job. It's too bad nobody pays me to do it. I'm going to do this one.
3, 2, 1.
And here we go. On my own, here we go. If you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror.
The communists declared that the real differences among our people constituted the weakest and most vulnerable point in our social fabric.
It's MAGA country.
This is no hoax, ladies and gentlemen. I urge you to run for your lives while you can. We're not making this up just so we can take over the world.
The Old Dinosaur Media isn't done.